Welcome back to social class, dear students. Today we are going to see revision 2 for your first term examination. Lesson number 1, short answers. So in last class we saw map skills as well as all evaluations from lesson 1 and 2 from history, right? Today in lesson 1 history we are going to see short question answers as revision. So first question, give a short note on archives. So the first question is here. Give a short note on archives. So we are going to see all these 5 short answers today. So this question's answer is in page number 2 as I have given you earlier. Okay, so let's turn to page number 2 now. Yes, you could see in page number 2, left hand side, archives. So here, starting from the first line, coming to fourth line, New Delhi, up to this first point, and the second point starts from last fifth line. It contains authentic, from there to here India. So we are going to see these 2 points as first short answer. So this is the place where historical documents are preserved. So what is archives? Archives is a place where historical documents are preserved. The National Archives of India, that is NAI, is located in New Delhi. So you saw this one, the second point, as a evaluation, right? In first fill in the blanks we saw yesterday. National Archives of India is located in dash, we saw, right? So here they have given New Delhi. So the fill in the blanks also you have getting in short answer. So it will be very easy for you to remember, right? So first point, this is the place where historical documents are preserved. So that is the first point, first sentence, right? Next, the National Archives of India, NAI, is located in New Delhi. So starting from here to here, first point. So coming to the next point, from here, it contains authentic evidence for knowing the political, social, economic, cultural and scientific life and activities of the people of India, up to this. So what does it contain? It contains authentic evidence for knowing the political, social, economic, culture and scientific life and activities of the people of India. So this is the first short answer of Roman letter 6. Hope you would have marked in the book. So what is archives? Archives is nothing but it's a custodian of records. Got it? Fine. Shall we go to the second question now? Yes. Yes, second question. Write about the importance of coins. So importance of coins. This question is in page number 3. Second question's answer is in page number 3. So now we shall turn to page number 3. Yes, in page number 3, left hand side, in the first paragraph, you could see the answer. Starting from here, from coins till his model, up to this, you have the short answer. So this is the second short answer in Roman letter 6. Coins are a good source to know about administrative history. The first coinage in modern India under the crown was issued in the year 1862. Edward VII ascended after Queen Victoria and the coins issued by him bore his model. So children, you have only few points, 3 points in this question. So what is the first point? Coins are a good source to know about administrative history. This is the first point. Second point, the first coinage in modern India under the crown was issued in the year 1862. So this is the second point. Third point, Edward VII ascended after Queen Victoria and the coins issued by him bore his model. So after Queen Victoria, Edward VII, he ascended the throne. So after that, the coin bore his model. Okay, this is the third point. Okay. Now third question. Why Prince Henry is called Henry the Navigator? The answer is in page number 3. Yes, you could see in the right hand side Portugal, right? So in this Portugal paragraph, fourth line, you could see Prince Henry of Portugal, who is commonly known as Navigator. So Prince Henry of Portugal is known as what? Navigator. Okay, he encouraged his countrymen to take up the adventurous life of exploring the unknown region of the world. So up to this world, you have the answer. Okay, so Prince Henry of Portugal, who is commonly known as what? Navigator. Okay, he encouraged his countrymen to take up the adventurous life of exploring the unknown region of the world. So this is the third short answer from Roman letter 6. That is short question and answer. Got it? Next, we shall go to the fourth question. Is coming to fourth question. Name the important factories established by the Dutch in India. So here the answer is in page number 5. Now we could go to the page number 5. Yes. So page number 5, in the last right hand side, last paragraph, you could see the answer. So this fourth line, the trade in black pepper and other spices, right? So I have marked from here. You can write from this the important factories in India were Pulicat, Surat, Chinsura, Kazim Bazar, Patna, Nagapatnam, Balasore and Cochin. This is the fourth short answer from Roman letter 6. Starting from the important factory from here. Okay, you could write from here. The important factories. What are the important factories? The important factories in India were Pulicat, Surat, Chinsura, Kazim Bazar, Patna, Nagapatnam, Balasore and Cochin. So 8 factories were there. Got it? Now we shall go to fifth question. So fifth question is, mention the trading centers of the English in India. So what is trading centers? That is, this answer is in page number 6. Now we shall go to page number 6. Yes, so page number 6, in right hand side fourth paragraph, you can see the last third line from here. The English, starting from the English. The English had established their trading centers at Surat, Agra, Ahmedabad and Bhuj. So what are the trading centers? How many trading centers are there? 4 trading centers are there, and this is the 6th short answer in Roman letter 6. Got it? So how many trading centers? 4. What are they? What were they? Surat, Agra, Ahmedabad and Bhuj. Got it? So this is 5th short answer. Sorry, I have written 6 here. It's 5th short answer. So this is 5th short answer in Roman letter 6. Okay? So now we shall start history second lesson short answers from trade to territories. Okay. So Roman letter 6. So first one, the first question. Write a short note on black hole tragedy. Black hole tragedy. The answer is in page number 11. Now we shall go to page number 11. So this is the first short answer. Black hole tragedy have a box here. Starting from here till here, we have the short answer. Okay. There were a small dungeon room in the Fort William in Calcutta, where troops of the Nawab of Bengal, Siraj ud Dawla. So we have to pronounce this name as Siraj ud Dawla. Okay. Siraj. You have to give a small hyphen. Ud, ud. Okay. Then small hyphen. Daula. Dawla. Siraj ud Dawla held 146 British prisoners of war for one night. So what he did? The Nawab of Bengal, Siraj ud Dawla, he held 146 British prisoners of war for one night in a dungeon room. In this dungeon room, he made all these 146 peoples prisoners inside the dungeon room. Next morning, when the door was opened, 123 of the prisoners found dead because of the suffocation. So what is suffocation? Unable to breathe, isn't it? So மூச்சு திணறுதல்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா? So because of suffocation, 123 out of 146 British prisoners died. Okay, so this is the first answer in Roman letter 6. Okay, so what is the question of this? Write a short note on black hole tragedy. So this question, if it comes, you are supposed to write this answer. It's very easy only, right? Okay, next we shall go to the second question. I'll just read the second question. What are the benefits derived by the English after the Battle of Plassey? So that second question is in page 13, 1-3. Yes, so in page number 13, you could see in the left hand side Battle of Buxar paragraph. Starting from the first line till the fourth line, we have the second question. Second question's answer. Got it? Yes. Battle of Buxar. So here, after the Battle of Plassey in 1757, so after the Battle of Plassey in the year 1757, the company was granted undistributed right to have free trade in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. So here you can see Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. It received the place of 24 Parganas in Bengal up to this Bengal. That is fourth line Bengal. Okay. Parganas. Parganas I have told you already. What is Parganas? It is district. Parganas means what? District. Okay. So what is the question actually? What were the benefits derived by the English after the Battle of Plassey? After the Battle of Plassey, what kind of benefits they derived, English people? So the answer is in page number 13. After the Battle of Plassey in the year 1757, the company was granted undisputed right to have free trade in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. They got permission to do trade work in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, and it received the place of 24 Parganas in Bengal. They got 24 districts in Bengal. So these were the benefits derived from derived from the English after the Battle of Plassey, and this is the second short answer starting from here till this Bengal. So this is the second short answer in page Roman letter 6. Got it? Next, third question. We shall go to the third question, and third question is in page number 25. What is the third question? Yes, mention the causes for the Battle of Buxar. Yes, you could see now we just completed the second question over, third question over. Sorry, third question we are going to see now is mention the causes for the Battle of Buxar. This question's answer is in page number 25. Now we shall turn to the page number 25. Sorry, 25 I have written it, right? Okay. Okay, children, I have written this answer. I'll just write this answer here. Okay. So third question's answer is Mir Qasim. Okay, M-I-R, Mir Qasim, Q-A-S-I-M. So Mir Qasim is the son-in-law of the Nawab. So Mir Qasim is the son-in-law of Nawab of Bengal. He revolted as he was angry with the British for misusing the Destex. So Destex is nothing but free duty passes. So this answer I have written, right? So I was unable to take this, so I am writing this on the screen. Okay, so I'll just read that the answer. Mir Qasim, the son-in-law of the Nawab of Bengal, revolted as he was angry with the British for misusing the Destex. Destex is nothing but what? Free duty passes. Okay, so next one is fourth one. So what were the causes for the first Mysore war? So this question's answer is fourth one's question's answer, page number is 15. Now we shall turn to the page number 15. Yes, in right hand side, first Anglo-Mysore War 1767 to 69, you can see, right? So this paragraph, the causes, there are 2 points. So that is the fourth short answers from Roman letter 6. So we will see what it is. Hyder Ali's growing power and his friendly relations with the French became a matter of concern for the English East India Company. So I'll just zoom it out and show it to you. Yes, from here to here. Okay, first point, Hyder Ali's growing power and his friendly relations with the French became a matter of concern for the English East India Company. So that is the first point. Second point, the Marathas, the Nizam and the English entered into a triple alliance against Hyder Ali. What is the second point? The Marathas, the Nizam and the English, all three together, okay, they entered into a alliance called Triple Alliance. Okay, against whom? Against Hyder Ali. Okay, so this is the fourth short answer, which is in page number 15. Now we shall go to fifth question. Yes, coming to fifth question, bring out the results of the third Maratha war. So here this one is in page number 19. Now we shall turn to the page number 19. Yes, in page number 19, left hand side, you can see a results, right? So results here. So there are 4 points given here. Got it? Yes. So starting from the first point till to the last point, rupees, that is the fifth short answer in Roman letter 6. Now we shall see. Okay, so fifth short answer, you have 4 points as I told you earlier, right? Okay, so first point, the Maratha Confederacy was dissolved and Peshawaship was abolished. So this is the first point from fifth short answer. Okay, the Maratha Confederacy, it was dissolved, right? and the Peshwaship was abolished here. Second point, most of the territory of Peshwa Bajirao II was annexed and became part of the Bombay Presidency. So Peshwa Bajirao II's territory was annexed and it became the part of Bombay Presidency. This is the second point. Third point, the defeat of the Bhonsle and Holkar also resulted in the acquisition of the Maratha kingdoms of Nagpur and Indore by the British. So this is the third point. Fourth point, the Bajirao II, the last Peshwa and Maratha was given an annual pension of 8 lakhs rupees. So this is fifth short answer, Roman letter 6. So now we shall go to the last question. So what is the last question here? Sixth one. Name the state signed into subsidiary alliances. So now we shall see the sixth one. Sixth answer is in page number 22. So left hand side here in this box. Okay. The first Indian state to accept the subsidiary alliances was Hyderabad. So I'll just zoom it out and show it to you. Here this is the sixth short answer. Okay. The first Indian state to accept the subsidiary alliances was Hyderabad in the year 1798. Second one, it was followed by Tanjore 1799. And third one is Awadh 1801. Next one is Peshwa 1802. And next one is Bhonsle 1803. Next Gwalior 1804. Next Indore 1817. And Jaipur, Udaipur and Jodhpur in the year 1818. Okay, so this is the sixth short answer. So Hyderabad, Tanjore, Awadh, Peshwa, Bhonsle, Gwalior, Indore, Jaipur, Udaipur and Jodhpur. Totally 10 subsidiary alliances. Okay, 10 states, okay, which accepted subsidiary alliances. Okay, children, will just wind up to this. Go through all the question and answers and prepare well for examination. Thank you and take care.